So you guys jump in the jeep and head west into the desert towards Dendera. No sign that anyone followed you or is following you, and it's again, it's not that far. It's a mile and a half, and it's mostly flat desert terrain. So you leave the green of the Nile banks behind pretty quickly and are passing through desert. Um, like I said, Dendera is not a large place. It's really, someone might call it a town, but it's really just a small village there that's popped up around this archaeological dig site. As you guys pull into the area, you immediately recognize the temple that you saw in the well vision.
Okay.
It's a huge limestone, rectangular limestone edifice with the statues of the goddess Hathor at the top or at the front of it on the front facade, creating kind of a porticoed entrance that goes inside. Um, there's a number of other buildings here. I, there's what looks like an ancient Coptic basilica and a few other, like I said, a few other outbuildings. You're not sure necessarily what the purposes of them might be, unless someone wants to make an academia roll. But you're definitely in the right place.
So, and just to clarify, this is not the same archaeological site as Amarna.
No, it is not.
Okay.
Yeah, Amarna's a little bit to the north. Amarna's a number of miles to the north.
Yeah, I'll do an academia. I don't have a focus, but I got 12 if you're
Okay.
doing
So,
reason.
reason academia. All right, one success. So, it there's a few, like I said, there's a few buildings. One of them, which is mostly, there's the Coptic Basilica, which is in mostly good shape, but there are a couple other buildings nearby the main temple of Hathor. Uh, one of them is a one of them you're pretty sure is a sanatorium, an ancient sanatorium, and attached to that is what would have probably been a birthing house. Uh, and then there is a on the far side of the Temple of Hathor, there's a small temple of Isis, which is mostly caved in and ruined. There is also a patch of green here, even though you're in the desert. There's kind of a small pond oasis that has some greenery growing around it to the northwest of the temple itself. There's in terms of activity, there's uh, yeah, as you drove out here, you passed a couple cars bringing people back. There's a few people that are here, mostly looking around, going into the temple, that type of thing. It's not really busy, maybe a dozen people or so, and it looks like people are getting ready to pack it up and pack it in to head back for the evening.
And this village is not like large enough for hotels or anything. It's just
No,
sort of
no, it's
yeah,
probably literally a couple dozen people.
probably just like porters or whatever. That
Exactly, just
yep.
enough
Okay.
to help the people and maybe grab a few bucks from the tourists or archaeologists that might come here.
Gotcha. All right. Well, we'll find a. How close should we park this? Well, I guess first off, which building captures our attention, gentlemen? The main attraction.
I thought it was the Temple of Hathor
That's the one you
is the one
saw
in the
in the
vision.
vision. Yeah.
That's the one we saw in the vision. I think that's the one that we should concentrate on
Okay. Yeah, we
doing
pull up.
this ritual.
Close to the Temple of Hathor, um, and yeah, unload. Um, I will. I will shoulder the duffel bag and wait for the other guys to see where they might lead.
All right.
Duffel bag in one hand, red ale in the other.
And
So
there's
like,
certainly no sense of like order to this. It's not like there's any sort of uh, institutionalized system in place of people standing around waiting to take you on a tour. I mean, you probably like a 10-year-old kid runs up to you speaking to you in broken English, asking, he can show you around for an American dollar or something like that.
Uh, okay, and so people are packing it in. Is there anybody on premises still?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. There's some people probably making their finishing rounds, looking around.
Well, gentlemen, do we want to do this discreetly, or what exactly is the game plan here?
Plicky leans over to Khan and asks if his keen senses pick up anything in this area.
I will. Should I do an observation for anything, or should I look for to see if we've been followed, or should I do both? They're different roles, I think. Different skills, anyway.
Immediate threat is if we've been followed, but I think we would have noticed that since it's just the desert.
Yeah, there's definitely no one
Okay.
followed you here.
So I will attempt to scrutinize, which I just bought. You pay close attention whenever possible, noticing little details that others might overlook. When you double the time it takes to make an observation test outside of combat, the first bonus d20 you buy is free.
Okay, so you can make an insight observation, and you get 3 dice. Difficulty one. Hmm. Two bonus momentums put you at three. No, there's nothing to indicate here that you guys are in any immediate danger. Um, the people that are here are look clearly are local villagers or tourists or academics, and again, most of them are look like they're finishing up what they're doing and planning to head back to Cana for the night. So no, it everything seems pretty calm and serene.
Do we need any information from any of these workers, guys? I speak Arabic, by the way.
Um, I don't know that Slim would have an answer to that. Uh, I'm trying to think from his perspective.
Do we want to know what this temple's called? Do we want to know background info? Do we want to know?
Yeah, I mean, I think if you just engage them in like directed chit chat to maybe find out like who might visit here after dark, or how long has this been active? Is there anything happening right now? I don't know.
How big is the dig in progress?
Well, there's no active dig here actually at the
Okay.
moment. This is just all unearthed. But
Oh, so are there any workers though? Then
no,
Oh, I thought
no.
you
So
said there was
oh, sure.
workers getting ready to go home. Oh, they're just
yeah,
tourists.
yeah, tourists or maybe academics, but there's no active archaeology going on here.
Okay, so there's nobody really supervising the area. Just
Misunderstood. Sorry.
Correct.
yeah. Okay. How far from sunset are we? You think?
Probably getting up on it 30 minutes to an hour. Pretty close.
Well, we should probably survey the area just to um, make sure we got an exit and all that stuff.
And let's look for a discreet place to pop the cork.
Yeah. So to give you an idea, um, we just lose Jim. Oh, that's weird. Um, to give you an idea in terms of the size and scale of this place, the temple itself is probably 80 meters long and about 40 wide. And then it's surrounded by a low wall, which is, when I say low, it's about 3 feet tall, and it's crumbling. So in spots, it's not even that tall, and there's outright breaks in spots where it's just crumbled and fallen. It's surrounded by a low wall. The temple itself is obviously the biggest building in the area. Being being 80 meters by 40. The wall kind of creates a courtyard in front of the main entrance to the temple that's wide, and that's where most of the people are probably congregated that are finishing up and getting ready to leave. And it looks like the wall wraps the whole temple around the sides and the back. What the heck was that? Sorry, weird sound in my house. But
I'm cheating a little bit. I'm looking at satellite image from Google Maps, so I'm cheating. But so, uh, so the Domitian Gate, is that's in the wall near that courtyard for the temple?
I don't have information on that.
All right. Well, I'm looking. Let's see. If this is north, I can assume I'm looking north. Then Dendera's on the west, not on the bank, but close to the west bank of the Nile. All right. And so if you look at north, you said there's a wall around it, and I can see the wall. And then there's a gate. Domitian's Gate is on the north part of the wall, and there's it looks like there's a courtyard kind of thing going on. There were some other buildings there at one time. It looks like some foundations are being shown. All right. Well, anyway, let's get on with it. I just find it interesting that this game is set. It's set in a place that is really there with history that's really there. I like how they weave, the world into the whole thing.
It is really cool.
It is nice.
So,
Until I have to pronounce some of these things.
Yeah.
Slim's sitting there and he's like staring at this Egyptian ruin, and he's seen. I mean, I guess you saw the pyramids coming in or whatever, but it's still like very impressive to him, and he's like smoking, and uh, and he looks over at Singh, and he says, "Are we going in there?
I believe so, Slim.
You think there's more creepy crawlies in there?"
No doubt.
And and he like turns his gaze from the temple and looks at you, and he says, "I'm a little freaked out by what happened on the boat.
As am I.
I ain't I never hit a woman before."
She was no woman, Slim.
Well, felt that way. uh, and
Khan will put his hand on Slim's shoulder. Valentine, her appearance was meant to deceive you. It was meant to take advantage of your kindness, your conditioning to not offend a woman. It is all part of a demonic plan.
he nods, and kindness, right? Well, all right. Well, okay. And he reshoulders the bag, and he says, "You just point me in the right direction."
Fortitude, young Valentine. That is what is called for.
I just hope you're there when that thing comes back.
I thought you were my friend.
He laughs.
Let us hope none of us are here by the time that thing comes back.
Yeah, well, and he actually, I don't think he laughs at that. He says, "Well, you know what I meant, see."
I do. I do. Come. Bring your bag.
Damn right.
Bag of tricks.
You can count on me. I'll be
Try
a
not to
wild,
blow the entire temple.
fair,
to get in
orchard
trouble.
hog, my friend.
All right. So
Try to leave some of the temple for the archaeologists.
Now that he laughs at.
So
uh,
as as the sun continues to drop towards the horizon, the last few the last few people that are around kind of just clear out of the temple complex. You hear the engines of the a couple cars that are there that start up and drive away. People that maybe took horses or camels. Even the locals return to their homes and close up, just leaving you guys in this empty courtyard of this temple. No one seems to have any interest in being out here after dark except you guys.
Well, I don't have much interest in standing around after dark, so I'm going to start walking towards the entrance to the temple.
All right.
Okay. Yeah. Slim like follows. He's got the bag on his shoulder and a cigarette in his mouth, and
Khan's with you.
he's
He
sort of.
will. He will. As he catches up to Slim, he'll pull the cigarette out of his mouth.
I
They can see you. He'll say.
All right. All right. We'll save it. Don't throw it on the ground.
He'll pull the cherry off and give it back to him.
uh, he's looking up at the temple like a tourist in a big city.
Yeah. So as you pass through this, the this facade that's got all these statues of the goddess Hathor, and you enter through this stone passage. You come into a huge room. It's probably 70 feet deep and twice as much wide. And there's a main walkway that goes down the center and then goes through a doorway similar to the one you just came through that goes further into the temple. Your
Did you
guess
say
would
Hathor?
be, what's that?
You said Hathor?
Yeah.
Okay. So
Um,
I'm looking this up because I think Khan would know. It says she's a goddess of love, fertility, etc., and a protector of women.
Correct. Based on who made the academia roll? Was it Walter?
Yeah, it was me.
Yeah, which would make sense to Walter why there'd be a sanatorium as well as typically there's a birthing hall attached to this type of temple.
Wonder if it
Oh,
has
that's
anything
cool.
to do with the female demon monster thing.
Do not
But
tell Slim
I'm not telling Slim
that.
that.
What's interesting also is in Conan there's an evil black ring sorceress named Hathor Ka who claims to be immortal. I always wondered about that, but anyway,
Huh.
um, the and I apologize. The room you're standing in, you got this, like I said, this large walkway, and then the two halves of the room each have 9 columns that lead all the way up to the ceiling. Some parts of which are open to the outside because they've long caved in. And each one of these columns is another representation of the goddess.
What
Okay.
were the dimensions of this? What did you?
About
How?
70 feet deep and twice as much wide.
Oh, okay. Pretty impressive for the that they could build this back then. How tall is this thing? Do you think?
50
A couple
feet?
stories.
40,
Okay.
50 feet? Yeah.
So, yeah, Slim looks around and he says, "Well, where are we getting our drink on, gentlemen? Where you want to set up shop?"
I'm guessing there's one way in, one way out.
Yeah, unless obviously any part of the wall is crumbled or broken down at any other point in the
Oh,
temple. Yeah, it's just the main entrance.
is it open sky?
Only parts of it. It has a ceiling, but
Okay.
parts of it have caved in.
How close are we to sunset?
Getting right up on it. So yeah, you can.
All right, well, we better hurry up, find a comfortable spot. You want I should set up the gun?
Whew.
I
I
would
I
wait.
don't think yet. There's
Yeah,
no. I don't know. But
no present threat.
All right. If you say
Of course,
so.
when we lose a round of initiative because you don't have it out,
Right,
I
exactly.
don't,
Maybe
but I
unzipper
don't.
the
Yeah, zipper the what?
unzipper
Careful.
the duffel with a yeah.
Oh, okay. I was wondering which gun you wanted to use.
Police officer
Um,
discovers four guys tripping balls in an ancient temple with a setup automatic machine
with
gun.
weapon.
firing bazooka rounds into the sky.
I don't, from the vision and the instructions, I don't remember any specifics other than the temple at sunset, right?
Yeah, there were no specifics. Yeah, Ellie just told us to drink this stuff at sunset. There's something about a duat.
Okay.
All
In the
right.
real world, what they'd find is four dead investigators in the sand that drank a potion that was supplied to them by an enemy spy filled with poison.
Right.
They
Yeah.
shit killed themselves because they believed the old man.
Very true.
Well, things happen.
I have a story about this later, but
Where one
anyway.
goes, we go.
Uh, all right, so I think Slim just puts the bag down and probably sits on something he shouldn't be sitting on. And
Like the broken off head of one of the statues or something.
yeah, exactly. And he looks around and he says,
Here's your profile pic, bro. Slim with a bazooka sitting on Hathor's head,
"Oh, amazing!
smoking a cigarette.
I should, yes. Um, I will throw that into ChatGPT or into Bing.
All right. Well, the
Who's got the
sun's
ale?
the sun's going down. Yeah, who's got the ale? Let's get over. Let's get on with this.
All right. So as you guys down this, it's got a bizarre
Cheers.
taste. It's most surely alcoholic but very mildly. Nothing more than drinking just a beer or something. It's there's a little bit of pleasantness there, but it's not much. But the flavor of it is god awful. It's
Ugh.
it's like it's like drinking camel musk and dirt.
Oh,
It's just absolutely terrible. Um, and
Man, that sounds foul.
as you you know begin to try to gulp it down, you're starting to wonder how much of this you really need to drink. Um,
Slim's complaining the entire way.
yeah, no doubt. Within moments of your first swallow, your a great sense of peace passes over you, followed by kind of a lethargy in your limbs. You don't even really want to move, and then you can't keep your eyes open. You jolt awake, and all four of you are standing on a paved road, a stone paved road, blocks of stone set into the ground, with sandy desert on either side of it, sand blowing across the road. The road leads west, and as you look west, in the distance, you see a mountain range, and the sun is. You're looking into the sun as it starts to drop below the mountain range. It's going between two peaks. Something strange. You are all of you are dressed in white robes.
Why am I wearing a dress? Who the fuck are? What happened?
And
When you say,
you have none of your gear, none of your equipment, none of it at all.
Shit.
when you
Ex-
say paved road, paved by what?
by large granite stone blocks, it looks
All
like, or
right, so
granite
not
paving
asphalt,
stones, not
ancient
asphalt.
paving,
Ancient
ancient
paving.
paving
Yeah.
technology. What's on her feet?
You are wearing basically what would be considered sandals.
Have we traveled back in time?
Slim,
Oh, wow. Yep.
you have no gear whatsoever. None of your gear, except you have a curved sword.
Ooh.
Fuck yes.
So, like a what do they call it? Like a Kopesh or something?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Fuck yes, dude.
So
Is he
he,
brown or white? Does he look like Slim
No,
or
he
does he
looks
look
like
like somebody
Slim.
else? Oh, okay.
Um,
guys, look, I got a this knife.
Khan, you have a
Very
bow.
nice. I have a bow. Bizarre. Look at this, Slim.
What are we
uh,
supposed to do with that?
I
Hen-
don't know. Do you know how to use this?
Henry Baker, you also have a bow.
Whoa.
And Pilecki, you've got a bronze knife that's about a foot long.
Oof. Bronze
Trade
knife
you.
foot long.
Whoa.
No way.
Do we have arrows too?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Both of you have bows,
Okay.
also have arrows.
All right, so Slim is like cutting at the air with the Kopesh and like using it probably pretty incorrectly. And he says, "Wow, this shit's pretty potent." And he's like, "Where are we?"
Can Khan make a roll to see if he can tell if we're just like having a shared hallucination or if we're actually is this real?
Absolutely. Make a reason. There's a couple different ways we can go about this. There's a couple different ways you can go about this. I think insight academia with an occult focus would be the best way.
Okay, got that. Insight, academia.
No problem. You are sure you are in the Dreamlands. The
Khan will. Okay, go ahead, Slim.
Well, I was going to say, based on what you know, the Dreamlands is a, shall we say, a kind of parallel plane of existence, which connects your reality to all sorts of other places. Some of them not so pleasant.
Have I heard of these Twin Peaks in my studies?
No,
Little Rock.
not specifically, but you do recognize seeing the sun as it hangs low between these two twin peaks going down. That's definitely the Egyptian. It's a representation of the Egyptian hieroglyph for sunset.
Mm. And the temple's nowhere to be found.
Correct.
This
And
is
the
not
road only heads west. If you turn and look the other way, it's just desert.
Khan in his most mysterious tone will say, "We have left the real world, gentlemen. This is the Dreamlands, a place between worlds. It is not real, but if we die here, we will most surely die." I made that part up. I have no idea.
Yeah.
I was trying to sound I was just trying to sound mysterious.
Well, you've
If we die here, do we like not die in real life? Did I
um.
just put that
I
in the
would
wrong place?
say I would say you could spend momentum for an information spend if you like to know.
That might be a good thing to know.
Yeah, that yeah.
Based on the way, all right, so that's fine. That puts you at two momentum. Based on the way you got here, you don't actually think so. You think if you were to die here, you'd probably just return to your body and your consciousness.
Okay, well, scratch that. I will say instead. I will say, yeah, we're in the dreamlands. This is a dream, but a dream. However, and making some other shit here, making up some other shit. We can use this as a conduit to other places.
That's actually true.
This road or the Dreamland?
The dreamlands itself.
So, where
I
would you
have
like
no
to
memory of
go?
this
Would
place, for
Would
I've
you
never
like to
been
go
here.
to the plateau of Lang, or would you like to go to Kadath?
Now you're
Or
talking some
Yeah,
HP
no,
Lovecraft
good
shit right
fighters
now.
there.
I know this very well, you know. Unknown Kadath, Sarnath.
yeah,
I've read these books, but Khan does not know.
Well, listen,
So again,
Slim.
this paved road goes off in one direction,
correct,
and everything else around us is sand.
correct.
Well,
And no Luca,
gentlemen,
right?
it looks like
No Luca.
looks it
He's
looks like
standing
the
guard.
yellow brick road for us.
I agree with that. Now listen, no
What year
one's
did
dying.
Wizard of Oz come out?
1900. The Wizard of Oz books by Frank Baum were
Am I
written
here?
in
Hello?
1900.
Yeah,
Oh, can you hear me,
Yeah,
I can hear you.
Guys?
Can you?
I
Hachi?
can. I don't think he can hear us.
Sorry, I hear you. Are you talking to me?
No, Marty.
Hello?
Oh, hello, hello,
Yeah, I don't
Marty.
think
Hello?
he can hear
I
me.
hear you. Do you hear us?
I put it in the chat.
Can you guys try just hitting reconnect all
Okay.
if you hover over your profile?
Yeah. How about now? Can you hear me now?
Test 1 2.
Anything?
I
Shit.
hear you speaking. Can you hear us?
No, I think he's gone.
Thank you, Roll20.
Never,
Hello, hello?
never a dull moment.
Yeah, no
We hear you.
Let me see if I have sound
can
at
hear.
all. Give me one sec. I don't know. We'll just pick. Do you guys hear the music?
Yes.
I hear the music. Yeah.
Yes. Can you hear us yet?
I don't. I've lost all sound.
Huh.
That's really weird.
Exit and come back.
Hold on.
I do have a touch of the squirts, but nothing norovirus like. That shit's terrible.
Well, I know with the neighborhood is saying a lot of people have.
Ah, hello?
Hello, we hear you.
Oh,
There we go.
The music is supremely loud all of a
It
sudden.
is though. Yeah.
Sorry.
It's okay.
so before you got disconnected, we were saying the Frank Baum Oz books were published. The first one, I think, was published in 1900.
Sounds about right. Yeah. Um.
That was weird.
Yeah, I don't know what happened. I had to completely close out a roll 20 and come back. And even then, when I first came back, I didn't have anything. Then all of a sudden, it just started working. It was very odd.
That was very odd.
All right. Well,
Well,
getting close on time. What do you guys do?
yeah.
Yeah, we're gonna follow the road, I guess.
What else can we do?
Yeah.
There's nothing around. There's nowhere to go. There's sand everywhere, and there's one road.
I'm not saying you're being railroaded, but
Feels like a funnel to me.
yeah. So as you start down this road, the the sun drops below the mountains, and as it does get dark, and while there's no sign of the moon, at the same time it's not as pitch black as it should be. There's kind of a pale, dark blue light that casts over everything, enough to let you see. Um, and you walk, and you have no idea how long you continue on this road. It just seems to continue. The mountains seem to get no closer. Um, and then all of a sudden you're passing through a mountain pass, continuing to follow this road.
Out of nowhere, we're just
Out,
suddenly.
all of a sudden you're just in this mountain pass, and then just as quickly you're on the other side of it.
Like, are things dissolving and reforming, or what's happening?
No,
Or
it's almost like an instantaneous morph, if that makes sense. If I were to use modern terms to describe it, um,
Almost like we almost like we dozed off, and then all of us, and you wake up and it's different.
Yeah. And
I'm
Con,
not
from
saying that's the process. I'm saying that kind of feeling, like, whoa, wait a
yeah,
minute.
exactly.
Like a dream.
And well, and Con, what you know of the Dreamlands, this is not uncommon.
Do the
Uh,
other characters notice I've pooped a little?
insight observation with smell? No.
No.
But now you
What they notice in
raise
real life.
insight observation raises a question. Um, do you guys feel like any of your characteristics, attributes, skills, and talents from your sheet apply here?
I Yeah, I mean in a terrestrial setting, yeah, but I mean I have survival orienteering, but you
Will
know,
magic work here?
Not, that's my question: does anything that we're used to knowing apply? That's the question. That's the question I have. Is um, Walter? Is there some kind of, or Khan? Is there some kind of spell you could try that isn't too
I'm just looking right now.
expensive or something?
Well, the
Well,
problem
if
is
you
the
could try.
blowback damage. That's the problem. I could cast anything I want. Let's
I
see.
mean, you know, the questions you're asking, someone with an occultism focus, which both Khan and Pilecki have, you could either make a roll or you could just spend a point of momentum to answer, to kind of get the answers to these questions.
We need to do that because that's a vital question.
Okay.
Good
You
thinking,
can
Henry
always do it
Pigler.
retroactively though, right? To spend the momentum to find out.
Yeah, if you wanted to try rolling first.
Right. I've got 12. I've got 13 because I got occultism focus. But so yeah, I got 13 for that reason and academia occult. Sharif, I think you're the same, right, Con?
Are we talking about a reason academia?
Yeah, this would be reason academia.
All right, so
Uh,
I'm 10, 11. I'm 11 with occultism.
yeah, I'm 13, so I guess I'll
You
roll.
got it, baby.
You 11 skill academia, select focus. Yes.
Nice. Look at that
Nice.
bonus momentum.
Oh wow, look at that.
We can
Yeah.
use that.
So the the only weapons that the only thing that will function in the Dreamlands is what the Dreamlands has given you. Now, if you were to
Ooh.
pass out of the Dreamlands and into another plane, then depending on where you are, your magic might Khan's magic or your psychic abilities might work. But here, it's only what the Dreamlands has given you.
Okay. Oof.
That's gonna hurt.
So,
yeah.
um, you find that you have exited the mountain pass, and there is an enormous stone wall ahead of you. It seems to climb up as far as the eye can see, and it goes as far uh, to the north and south as it just seems to go on for infinity. And there is an open doorway or gate in that wall, and there are four, for lack of a better word, there's four tall mummies, two standing to either side, each carrying a snake-headed spear. Um, but more importantly, in the middle of the gate seems to be a 20-foot tall or so snake that seems to have actual gold as scales.
Holy shit! Like this is a sculpture.
No,
Oh,
it it is
Oh,
moving and alive.
oh
Does it
wow.
seem intelligent?
It well, I'm going to answer that question with a question. Um, who has the highest will in the group?
Not me.
Not me. I have a 9.
I have a 7.
I got a
Oh
10.
shit! Wow, that photo, dope.
Winner, winner, chicken dinner. That's you. 10.
That's me.
So, Pilecki.
10. I guess so.
So,
Straight up roll.
yeah, yeah, no rolling. I just need to know the score.
Oh, 10, yeah.
The snake's mouth opens, its tongue kind of flicks out into the air, and a voice echoes across you with no sense of hissing or anything that you would expect from a snake. And it asks, Walter Pilecki, what do you hear in the duat? And that's where we'll stop.
Amazing.
Awesome.
It asks what you hear in the what?
In the
It,
duat.
it asks, what do you hear in the duat?
It's the
Duat.
that's the
This is the duat.
dead.
Oh, what do you hear?
What are you-
H-E-R-E.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
Ah,
Yeah,
okay,
yeah,
okay,
yeah.
okay, okay, okay. I'm not feeling myself. I thought you meant hear like listening.
Oh, no,
Well,
no.
that's what I thought too. Yeah.
Took
Understandable.
me a second to figure out. It wants to know what you're doing here.
Yeah. What are you
Yeah.
doing here?
So the conclusion, those of you who know about the Dreamlands, which would be Khan and Pilecki, of course, is that when you pass through that mountain pass, you passed out of the Dreamlands and into the Egyptian Duat. So,
I
um,
need this.
Is it
Great.
what do you hear in the duat, or what are you doing in the duat?
yeah, it's what are you doing here in the Duat?
Oh, gotcha.
But it kind of in that archaic form of speech, what do you hear? So, but Here, not Hear.
Got it.
It reads better than it sounds, I guess.
We just weren't ready for the what do you call it? The old style.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. All right, we'll call it